So let's talk about meditation and PTSD. How to heal your PTSD through meditation. Step number one is you have to understand what happened. So when you get traumatized, what happened is your consciousness wanted to jump out of your body because it didn't feel safe in the body. Therefore, it had to create something that's called the ego. As a lower self created, and it knows or it tells you that it's not safe here in the present moment in your body. So it had to create something called the thought realm. There's a thought realm now, the imagination. And instead of being present, you're constantly somewhere else. You have an attitude of, I'd rather be somewhere else rather than here. And the thing is, after years of being traumatized and constantly being reminded by the thought that you have been traumatized and there's something that happened that is dangerous, your thoughts are constantly telling you that it's dangerous to come back into the present moment. But the present moment is safe. But your mind doesn't agree. The ego doesn't agree. Becoming present again would mean ego death. The ego was developed to protect you from this circumstance, which is why it's creating this PTSD. It's trying to protect you from another possible event that could happen in the same way. But rather than noticing that it doesn't happen again, it's constantly reminding you that it could happen again. So every time you think about it, your body is releasing the same chemicals as if it would really happen. Which is why you're constantly in fear. So the second step, after realizing what happened exactly, and what happened is your consciousness isn't present anymore. It's somewhere in an imagined realm that doesn't exist. The second thing to realize or to actually do is to become present in your body and just become aware of what sensations are there. And if you can do it right now, you, instead of thinking or listening to me, you can just become aware of the sensations in your body. There might be stress or anxiety or anger, but becoming aware and feeling those emotions is actually the key to become present again, to heal yourself. Because being present in the body and not present in the thought makes you realize that the present moment is safe, and it's a process. But staying in your thought realm is just like it's constantly remembering you of the bad thing that happened to you, so your whole life becomes one traumatic event. You don't want that. You want to be present in your body. So that's something you can do during the day. That's not a meditation practice where you have to, sit down and practice meditation like that. That's something you can do during the day. It's just becoming aware, am I thinking or not? It doesn't matter what you're thinking about. Only thing that matters is, are you thinking or not? And if you are thinking, immediately without finishing the thought loop, just become present in the body, because it doesn't matter what you're thinking. What you want is to become present, because in the present moment is where you want to be. That's where peace is, that's where happiness is, that's where focus is, that's where Life is only here and now. And you want to live. And in the beginning, it will be uncomfortable because you're becoming aware of the very thing you try to avoid through going into the thought realm. You're becoming aware of the sensations that feel uncomfortable. Now, while being aware of those feelings, don't call them pain, don't call them anxiety, don't call them suffering, don't call them stress. Because calling them those names is a way for your mind to associate it with even more pain. So every time you say, I have pain, your mind says, oh no, I have pain. So you create even more pain. Look at that hair. So just call it sensation. Become aware of the sensation. That's what you can do during the day. That's step number 2. And it doesn't mean that you have to beat yourself up every time you start to think. Of course, thinking is still a part of your day. It's a part of who you are, but it's not who you are. So thinking is not a bad thing. But thinking about drama, thinking about problems is not goal-oriented. Just be mindful of that. So, the third thing is meditate, because that's what it's about. This video is about how to cure PTSD with meditation. So when you meditate, you're actually doing the exact same thing. You're sitting or laying down, and you're becoming aware of the sensations in your body and not what is going on in the thought realm. And when you're becoming aware of those sensations, I just want you to allow your body to react in the way that it wants. Because as soon as you're becoming aware of like a tight throat, what your ego wants to do is to distract you, to go into a thought realm. But I want you to allow your body to react in a natural way to that tightness. And it can only do that when your awareness is staying there on this sensation. Another thing you can do is to breathe. Have your awareness on your breath, but don't just, and it's not that you have to constantly be aware of your breath. Just make a few rounds of mindful breathing, a breathing technique, like breathing in for 4 seconds or however long you want to, but then hold it for 7 seconds, then release it and hold it for 8 seconds, and just repeat that cycle for a few times until you feel a sensation of being more calm. Because the cure for PTSD is to teach your body that it's okay and perfectly okay to be here and now and be calm. So you want to teach your body to become relaxed again without thinking. That's what we are doing. And that can be a process. So every day you sit down, lay down, you do the breathing technique, you calm yourself down, you become aware of your body instead of your thoughts. And then, when you feel ready, maybe today, maybe in a few days, maybe in a week, maybe in a month, when you feel ready, you're going to the next step, which is the last step. And it's about letting go fully, because that's what meditation is. It's from fully trusting your ego that constantly tells you that you have to protect yourself and remind yourself of the bad things that are happening in the world because you have experienced it yourself. You come from this point to fully let go and trusting the universe. Or call it whatever you want, the Tao, God, consciousness, the flow of life, call it whatever you want, but there is a force working for you, but it can only work for you if you're fully letting go. And it's even working for you right now, because life is constantly bringing you more impulses to remind you that you have to let go. So calm yourself down. Practice calming yourself. It's the most valuable thing you can learn in this life, is to know how can I stay calm. So how to let go? There's no method in letting go. That's the thing. Methods are there to hold on to. So every time you notice you notice that you are holding on to thoughts or methods or breathing, and that's only for the third step. Don't confuse it with the first and second step. But when you're ready to let go, all you have to do is let go. That's all I can tell you. Letting it, just consciously releasing relief. It's just a big relief of yourself. It's just letting go, and you'll sort of feel like a cloud just being carried from the wind, by the wind. It feels like death, but I want to encourage you that you do not associate the word death with something negative. It feels like the part of you that caused problems, mental problems and emotional problems, that part of you is dying. So when I say it feels like death, what I mean is it feels like a big relief. Big relief. So that's when you will realize that your past and yourself right now, you don't have a relationship anymore. It's just you now, and not future anymore, not past anymore, just you now, and you're purely free. And that's a process, but you can start today, and I promise you, it's not something that takes years if you're starting today. It's not something that takes a long time. You can start today calming yourself. And I've been going through this process myself, so there was no advice that I found. I had to find out myself, so that's why I'm sharing it. And now that you know how to do it, I hope that you will have an easier time than me. And I think that's it. And let me know if this helped you. Leave a like, leave a comment. Appreciate it.